Now, as expected, the Moto G 2026 has arrived in 2025. So in this video, I'm going to be doing unboxing and review, and this is Variety Stick. So make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and without any further ado, let's find out. Now, for the who may ask for availability and pricing, the phone will be available in the United States as unlocked units. You can use whatever provider you currently have with the unlocked version, which is going to be $179 at least on the time I'm recording the video. The phone will be available from Motorola.com and also will be available at Amazon. I will leave the link where you can buy the unlocked version if you are interested. Now, for the most prepaid carriers, the phone will be available in a carrier such as Metro by T-Mobile, and I believe the phone will be free when you join Metro as new number. Total Wireless offer the phone. On the meantime, the phone will cost you $79, which is the same unit I have here with me. Cost me $79. Also the same price if you go with a Straight Talk, Simple Mobile, and other track phone brands. Also, let's take a comprehensive look on the main specification. Let me start with the build and the design. The phone should be available in different colors, but specific carriers like Total Wireless, Straight Talk, Metro by T-Mobile, Cricket, they may have only one color. So the one that available through track phone brands will be the gray version. But I have seen online different colors such as the red. The red actually looks stunning. Also, this phone is water repellent. It will take splash of water. You cannot submerge the phone in the water, other than you're gonna have issues. The phone loaded with dual stereo speaker from Dolby, and the phone sounds very great. So if you ask me about the sound quality, the front screen will be Gorilla Glass version 3, and the back of the phone is gonna be eco leather. It gives you the feeling of the leather, but it's gonna be plastic. Now, moving to the display, we have IPS LCD with 120 Hz refresh rate and 1000 nits. The max resolution is going to be 720 by 1604, which is disappointing a little bit, and I don't see any huge upgrade from the previous Moto G 2025. And the size of the screen will be 6.7 inches, the same size of the Moto G 2025, by the way. 84.7% screen to body ratio, with amount of PPI gonna be 262. The operating system is going to be Android, and Moto will guarantee 3 years of software update and security patches, which is something good. Consider this phone as still a budget device. And for the hardware, we're going to have the main chipset from MediaTek this time around, 6300, 6 nanometer. It's going to be octa-core, 2.4 clock speed, and the GPU is going to be Mali G57. You guys gonna expect decent performance in the processor, but put in your account this phone still a budget device, and it's not gonna run video games that require a lot of graphics, and you're not gonna get the best frame rate. We're gonna test this out later on in the video. For the memory, we have 128 gigs of memory with 4 GB of RAM, which is very disappointing because the previous Moto had 4 GB of RAM. I would love to see Moto G upgrade the RAM at least for 6 GB, and the phone take SD card, and you can do up to 512. Now, for the camera, this phone has a dual pixel, means we have 2 camera run as 1 camera. It's going to be together 50 megapixel, 1.8 wide, and we're going to have another camera for macro. It's going to be 2 megapixel. The maximum resolution is going to be 1080 at 30 fps, and by the way, the phone offer slow motion at 720p, which is nice addition for a budget phone like this. The front facing camera is going to be 32 megapixel, 2.2 wide. Also, the resolution for the video is going to be 1080 at 30 fps as the most. For the battery has seen some improvement from the previous predecessor, the 2025. Now we have 5200 milliamp. The phone is capable to charge 30 watt, means the phone will fully charge from 0% to 100% within only 1 hour and 40 minutes. It's not a bad thing in my opinion, and Moto has done a great job with the battery performance. and the phone will give you 2 days of battery usage, which is impressive in my opinion. And now let's do a quick unboxing, show you the package and what it comes with the phone. First of all, this is total wireless package, so any different provider is going to be different packaging, of course. And here is going to highlight some of the main specification as I explained earlier. Let's go ahead and open the box and take the phone out. So first you're going to see the phone wrapped in paper with the Moto logo, as you guys can see. Let's set this on the side. Also, we're gonna have USB-C to C cable, and we have a SIM ejector tool, as you guys can see, and we have some manual instruction and activation guide, and that's very much it. So no phone case comes with it, no charger or whatsoever. Let me take this out of the way and come back to the phone. Take it out of the paper wrap over here. Here we go. So this is basically the phone, as you guys can see. It has the same exact look of the Moto G 2025 and the Moto G Play 2026, exactly the same device. I even fit the cases for the Moto G Play 2026 and the Moto G 2025, and it's exactly the same device. Same eco leather, as you guys can see. I mean, I like the feel of the back of this device, that because it has the leather feeling, it's soft, and the phone also is not going to slip out of your hands, which is plus for the device. From the front we have the camera. We have also a power key dedicated with the fingerprint. It's going to be 2 keys together, volume up and volume down. Also we have a speaker, fire from the bottom, one from the front, and as I said, the quality of the speaker in this device is great. Now we're gonna go ahead, turn the phone on, spend some time, and we will be back with more details and information, so stay tuned.
2,000 years later.
And after 48 hours, here is my thought, and I will kick off with the design and build construction. Unfortunately, nothing much to add here. The phone pretty much simulates the previous 2025 from Moto G, the same look, the same design. Matter of fact, most of the Moto phones, especially the budget phones, they look very identical. If we take in consideration the Moto G Power, the Moto G, the Moto G Play, now all of them pretty much look the same, even the Moto G style. So this is not a good thing from Moto, that they keep investing with the same design of the phone. But overall speaking, the design, in my opinion, is not bad. For many reasons, of course. The phone is splash proof, this is a plus, but we'd like to see the phone now fully waterproof with the higher IP rated, but this is not happening. Power key with the fingerprint. The fingerprint works with no issues. The feel of the phone, the back of the phone also look so nice with this eco leather, and the color, it's almost blue with the gray, so it's basically a little bit different than the Moto G 2025. That will be the main difference. Other than that, I don't see any much difference in the design, but overall I don't dislike the design, but I would like to see a new phone come from Moto with completely different design. Now the same thing as we speak about the display has not witnessed any difference as well, so the same specification, the same experience. So if you have the Moto G 2025, you're not going to expect any difference between the 26 and the, except a few things which is I'm going to explain that for you, maybe in a separate video, but there's not much difference. Speaking of the display, the same brightness level, pretty much the same resolution, and the same quality for the display. As I mentioned, we have IPS LCD, even the same resolution, so Moto didn't even bother to push 1080p, at least just to convince me to upgrade if I have the Moto G 2025. For the operating system, the phone has Android 16, and as I said earlier, the phone will receive update up to 3 years. So this is going to be a plus from the previous Moto G 2025, because this is a newer phone, so Moto, they will push more future updates. So in the meantime, you're not going to see any difference. The same experience for the operating system, which is normally Moto has their own touches on the device, and they have some of the Moto action and some features, and the rest is going to be a stock operating system. Now, if you're not familiar with the Moto phones in general, it has so many actions and some gestures. If you just shake the phone, the camera will turn on, or you can twist the phone to open the camera. You can twist it and it's gonna go to the front facing camera, and so on. It has also the feature, if you press 3 keys, you can capture a screenshot, but I will be talking more about all the Moto actions and features in a separate video. Now, one of the things that bothers me with the phone, and I believe it has nothing to do with Moto themselves more than the carrier, which is Total Wireless here, that the phone came with pre-installed applications and games. A lot of them I did not install, so it will take some of the memory, but at the end of the day, I don't think so that is a big deal, because you can remove all these additional applications and games. Now, speaking of my experience with the hardware performance, I have noticed that the phone does the job very well. I haven't noticed any problem in most of the video games I play. Rather, you want to play a video game that doesn't require so much graphics, or you want to play a video games that require medium graphics, it seems like the phone done a great job. That because the phone doesn't have max resolution, so you guys gonna play any video games on 720p, so the processor, it's not gonna use too much, and it's not gonna kill the processor and the GPU in the phone. So overall, you're gonna see decent experience for the operating system. The phone has 128 gigs, which is very reasonable in my opinion, since you can add SD card if you're willing to take more pictures. But I would like to see more than 128 gigs in these affordable devices. I don't think so it's gonna happen on the meantime, especially the tech, the memory and the RAM. It's going more expensive these days, which is gonna make the phone to go up in the prices. So Moto doesn't want to do that, so I believe 128 gigabyte will be decent, at least on the meantime. Now, the battery performance, and I have to say that Moto G 2026 has marvelous battery performance, because the phone will last you for days. It all depends on how you use the phone. And you know, the phone now brand new, you're gonna expect the best of the battery. From my experience with Moto phones, I always see that Moto cares about the battery and the battery performance, with so much optimizing for it and adding a big battery. And this time around, 30 watt of a quick charging also helps to charge your phone much faster than before. So you guys will expect around 12 to 13 hours of screen on time, which is impressive in my opinion. You don't see this in the flagship devices, so this is a plus for this particular device. Now, the last thing I would like to speak of will be the camera on this phone. And finally, I have seen big difference between the 2025 and the 2026 will be the camera. And of course, I have taken pictures in different positions: outdoor, under low light situation, under medium situation, indoor and outdoor, using the selfie camera and the back camera. Generally speaking, I have seen big improvements, especially under low light situation. The night mode has been improved, especially from the old 2025 model. So now you'll be able to capture picture, use the night mode, and you're gonna take decent pictures. They're gonna be crispy clear, and there's not going to be much noise with it. And this is actually a good thing from Moto to enhance the night mode with the phone. Another things I have noticed, the selfie camera on this phone provide a lot better pictures than the previous Moto G 2025, and also that's a great enhancements. Taking pictures like outdoor when you have enough light, of course you're not going to have no issues. One thing that this phone miss will be the ultra wide. The phone doesn't offer ultra wide. Instead of this, the phone offers 2x optical zoom with macro pictures. You get to get close-up pictures, which is nice in my opinion. Now, overall speaking, the camera has witnessed some improvements from the previous Moto G 2025. Also, if you're looking for best experience with the camera, the Moto G 2026 provide decent camera experience. In addition to this, the phone will be able to capture decent footage for slow motion if you are in the slow motion videos. So the phone has this feature at least, which is a great addition for the Moto G 2026. Overall speaking, the Moto G 2026 has improved the battery performance and the camera experience, which is enough in my opinion if you're looking into another Moto phone or you're looking for to upgrade to the Moto G 2026. Not necessary to have the 2025, maybe you have the 2023 or the 2022. You can for upgrade, it's gonna be a massive upgrade from the previous Moto phones, especially with some of the enhancement that Moto has done to the device. I hope I was able to deliver everything about the phone. So if I miss anything, you can leave it in the comment below. Also, you can encourage me by giving me thumbs up and subscribe for more here on Variety Stick. And thank you so much everyone for watching. As always, we'll talk to you in another video.